Take two. So here's your agility day. So your warm-up, you're going to do a 3D jog. Basically what it is 5 minutes. You're going to alternate between jogging forward and not jogging forward. So it's basically 30 seconds forward. Well, the main positions that you have other than forward is backwards. We got side shuffles left, side shuffles right. We got crossover left, crossover right, and then we have skips. Make sure when you do your crossover, the idea with the crossover is that you're moving your hips. So we want this. We don't just want you to just move your upper body and keep your hips still. So you really want to think, rotate the hips when you're doing your crossover step. So basically it'll be run forward for 30 seconds, pick one of those things for 30 seconds. So for instance, as it's written, it'll be a side shuffle for 30 seconds. And then you go forward for 30 seconds. And then you do the opposite side shuffle for 30 seconds. Then you go forward. You get the idea, all right? That's going to be for about 5 minutes, right? Then what you're going to do is leg swings. Pretty standard as far as the leg swings go. So you go forward to backward swings. Side to side looks like this. Side to side swings. Okay, and then rotation, a little awkward, but rotation is basically this. So that's your rotation. Okay, so that you'll do after your run. All right, then we got our wall drill figure 8. So the big thing with agility and kind of speed, those are not necessarily qualities that you can drastically improve, all right? It's kind of like reaction time. You can't really improve reaction time. What you're really trying to do is you're trying to improve anticipation time, and you're trying to ultimately improve your ability to identify what's happening. So like, if I'm a baseball player and somebody throws me a fastball, I'm not really swinging at the fastball, I'm swinging off of their body language, what I think they're going to throw me, all right? So a lot of speed and agility is ultimately learning how to stop, and it's your body position, okay? So what I mean by that is, so let's say I'm running towards that hurdle. So I'm running, if I stay really upright when I stop, there's a high likelihood that my head's gonna go forward, okay? So what I wanna do is, as I'm running towards that thing, when I'm ready to stop, I wanna try and get down low. I wanna try and lower my center of gravity, all right? If I'm gonna run forward, and then I'm gonna go off the side, I'm gonna do two things. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower my center of gravity. The second thing I do, as I cut, my knee is going to line up with my calf. Okay, so this kind of position, right? And so like very classic, this position that we would do in the gym, this knee to calf position. So agility and speed is really about staying low to the floor. I always tell people, big trees fall over, small trees don't. So big tree and you stop, you're going to lean. Small tree and you stop, you're probably not going to lean that much. And then when we talk about changing direction like agility, that is that knee to calf angle. If you go on Google and you type in like running back or basketball player, you'll see great examples of that knee to calf angle. So your wall drill figure 8 looks like this. You're going to run ideally towards the wall. You stop. You're going to figure 8, or excuse me, you're going to side shuffle a little bit. Then you're going to back step. Then you're going to side shuffle over. Then you're going to run towards the wall. You're going to stop. And then you side shuffle to the right, back pedal, side shuffle to the left, run forward. So it goes forward, stop against the wall, side shuffle, backwards, side shuffle, forward, side shuffle, backwards, side shuffle, forward. That is a constant time. So that's 3 to 5 minutes, okay? The goal with that is basically don't smash your face into the wall. That's why I really want you to use a wall, all right? You're going to start slow, and your job is to try and get as close to that wall as possible and then go up into your side shuffle, okay? So ideally you would start slow, and then as you get better and better, you're going faster and faster, you're trying to get closer and closer to the wall. That would be the end of your warm-up, okay? Big warm-up for speed and agility days. Because a lot of it is just learning body position. You also want to pay attention to which side is your power side. So for instance, if, right there was a really interesting tell, my right leg is my power side. I took a step with my left leg first so that I could push off of my right leg, okay? So I want to try and do both. I want to try and take a step with my right so I can push off my left. I also want to think about, as I'm coming towards something, if I step, right, left, I also want to do that same thing, step, left, right, okay? So as much as possible, try and make sure that you are equal, but you're always going to have a dominant power side. That's just the nature of the beast. All right, so now, let's see, wall drill, figure 8. The other thing that you can do instead of your wall drill is you can do a hop to run, or a hop to 8-point run. This is very similar, so think about that balance reach we used to do, forward, backward, side, and then angle, right? So north, east, southwest, northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, you get the idea. So this one, what you do is you do a couple hops. It could be one hop, it could be 3. You don't want to do too many, but let's just say one hop. And then I'm going to take off forward. So I go right power step, left lead step. Maybe 4 or 5 steps. Same thing, except this time I take off other side. So I go left power step, right lead step. Then I do the same thing. I hop, I'm going to go here. Then I hop, I'm going to go here. I'm only going to do that once. So in other words, I want to open. I don't want to cross step. That's a totally different thing, all right? So when I hop and I go to this angle or this angle, I'm opening step, open step, all right? When I go sideways, I hop, okay? Same idea, hop, boom. You'll take like 3 to 5 steps. So it'll be like a hop, 3, quick steps over, walk back, hop, 3 quick steps over, walk back. For your angles, hop. For this one, I'm going to drop, step, open. Opposite side, hop, drop, step, open. Backwards is very similar to forward. Hop, push off left leg, couple steps. Hop, push off right leg, couple steps. So you're only alternating when you go forward, both sides. When you go backwards, both sides. Okay? Either one of those, either your wall drill figure 8 or your hops 8-point turn. Fuck? Okay. Next, you got a lateral cone drill. This is basically side-to-side shuffles. So, you got some cones. Now remember, the whole thing with speed and agility is staying low to the ground. It's staying low to the ground. It's knowing when to come up, when to stay low, and anytime that we're changing directions, I'm always thinking about that knee to calf angle. So, we have an X. I'm here. I'm going to side shuffle over. Bonus points if you can find something to touch, because it kind of teaches you how to stay low. Then I'm going to side shuffle all the way over again. And then I go back to my X. Then I do the same thing on the opposite side. X, side shuffle over, side shuffle all the way over, and back to my X. And that will be 1. And then you would take like a 30 to 60 second break. You want to make sure that you're not breathing hard when you're doing this stuff. Each kind of bout, so like that bout right there, should take no less than about 20 seconds. So just kind of think about energy systems. When we're talking about speed and agility, we're not trying to train speed and agility over the course of like a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. We're trying to train speed and agility over the course of like 5 to 20, 30 seconds, okay? Typically 15 to 20 seconds tends to be a pretty good sweet spot. So that's your lateral cone drill. And then the last one is a forward to hop, backward to hop. So it's pretty kind of self-explanatory. You're going to run forward, big jump, land, backward. Notice what I did, which means that on the second repetition, I have to lead off my other side. So I go backwards, jump, I go back forward, jump, I go back backwards, jump, and I would go back and forth for about 20 seconds, okay? You could, distance would be the ideal scenario for this. However, you could kind of go timed if you wanted to, so you could say like, okay, I'm gonna go over this way for 5 seconds, I'm gonna go over this way 10 seconds, and then I'm gonna go back this way for 5 seconds, and that's my 20-second time. But really, this would be off of distance versus time. Let me know if you have any questions. Kind of big rocks for this are, you're not necessarily trying to improve your speed and agility in the sense of, hey, I am now more agile, or I am now quicker. In order to really improve that, you just get stronger, okay? Not get stronger in a specific way, but you get the idea. What we're trying to really be more conscious of, we're trying to be more conscious of our body position, as it, like proprioceptively our body position as it relates to us moving around through space, okay? So again, just to reiterate, the higher I stay, when I try and stop and change direction, the harder it's going to be for me to change direction and stop. So as I'm coming up to that thing that I want to change direction, I start to lower my base, I get down into that athletic stance. That's not what you're thinking about, all right? And then you're paying attention to, do you have to take a step? So in other words, if I'm running towards something and I stop and I have to take a step, that means ultimately my head is out of position in relationship to my center of gravity, my feet, okay? The other thing that you want to think about is those side-to-side hops that we used to do, where we're really looking at knee to calf, all right? So if I'm coming forward and I stop, and let's just say I want to cut this way, I'm going to step up, I'm going to take that knee to calf, and then drive away. All right, hopefully this wasn't too long, 13 minutes. It's a little bit too long. Sorry, buddy. I ramble.